Hi, Snehmai.
Hi.
You want to test it out? Just share screen.
Yeah, that's what I was planning to. Are you able?
Yes, I'm able to.
How are you seeing it? You are seeing it in the
Uh,
presentation window
yeah,
or as an open?
you get a third window, right? As a presentation window.
I'm sorry.
You get a third window. So, like, first window on the top, I see myself. Next is you. Below, it's your shared screen.
No, no. When I put it maximum, no, I can't be watching the chat. So how are people watching the chat?
I think they're watching the chat. Maybe they're not maximizing it. Or do you want during the course of session? Do you want to someone to watch? You want me to watch the chat? Or is there anything like interactive with that?
No, if at all possible, I would have loved to watch the chat myself.
Okay, I've never seen that from a speaker's point of view, so I'm not able to
Yeah, yeah. Let me
see
check.
anything. Oh, you only have one monitor, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Any luck?
No.
Okay, I think maybe people were using two screens and they never complained.
Possibly. Let me just try sharing my. No.
Or why don't you just hide the toolbar and if you can manage with that?
How do we do that?
You go to view and we want to hide the top part. No, in the office suite.
Okay. Please present. Then the sex. Let me try.
Try that.
Mm. Mm.
Okay, I mean, you want me to help? I can read out the chats in case if you.
That might help.
Okay.
Yes. Otherwise, let me forward you the deck. You can try sharing so that we'll get started.
Sure.
Could you tell me your email?
Vinod dot Narayan Swami.
Sent it to you.
Okay. Just waiting.
No longer able to.
It's vinod.narayanswamy@gmail.com, right?
Yes, not that. I'm not able. I'm not able to. Yeah. This is.
I've not. Yeah, I just received yours.
I mean, otherwise, let me get that.
You're double sharing a screen.
Yes, but stop.
No, there are two screens of yours.
Yes, but why did they come?
Okay, I'm going to start sharing.
Are you sharing?
Yes.
Please put it in a presentation. So, good evening, everybody. Good afternoon. Probably good morning somewhere. I'm Snehamai, and I'm going to talk about why Scrum work. Events and artifacts are not the only thing. Am I echoing for everybody?
I don't hear your echo.
Okay, because it is echoing for me.
Okay.
So let it be. Today I'm going to talk about how I will go beyond events and artifacts. Any agile training that we do will typically talk about these many events, these many artifacts, ceremonies, how we go, what are the rules. But in all of that, we are losing the essence of the beauty that is agile. So today we will try to attempt and capture that beauty. Next screen. So before we proceed, a little about myself. I have 19 years of IT industry experience. Started my career right about the Y2K bubble was bursting. Enjoyed my journey with a customer. I'm sorry, the echo is really bothering me, but I'll try to ignore it. So, back to my background. I worked 19 years with TCS. During this tenure, I have worked end to end. Right now, I realize that some of the practices that I was doing as a trainee in 2001 were actually good, beautiful, agile practices. Honestly speaking, today that beauty is lost somewhere. So let us go and see where do we get that beauty back. Next. Are you able to hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, now my echo is gone, so thank you. So 353 seems to be the instant capsule for the Scrum. Everybody, even that's why I pasted a picture of that 353 on the screen. 353, the 3, can somebody type down what is 3? Guys, are you able to hear me? Yeah, yes, Maya, 3 roles. What is the 5? 5 events and 3 artifacts. Just a casual search called 353 gives me a lot of these similar pictures. But beyond that, what is it is what we are going to see now. Vinod, next slide, please. Vinod? Yeah. Who can see the picture on the screen and what it is showing? Can somebody put what you are seeing on the screen? Are you seeing the picture? So birds are flying in the sky, but do you see a particular pattern to their flying? Alignment of the birds, you are right. Remember this word alignment, you are going to use it again and again. It's in the flock, you are right. Anything about the shape. They are organized. Shrikant, you are perfectly hitting the nail on its head. They are flying in this shape of a triangle so that the air resistance is reduced. Now, do you think there is one certain leader standing there and telling every other geese, hey, move to your right? No, go to your left. It doesn't happen like that. Self-organization is the natural order of the world. You see it in many places. I've just given one example where self-organization we see in nature. Have you seen a small ant carrying a big log? Self-organization. Nobody teaches them what to do. But that doesn't mean self-organization is an anarchy. Self-organization is very beautifully explained by Henrik Niebuhr in his approach about why we should actually have unprojects. That is his way of showing think creatively. Next, Vinod. Yeah, next. So what, no, before that, so sorry. Stay with here, yeah. So somebody had given a very good answer that they are aligned. In human aspect, what happens when we are aligned towards our leader, when we are aligned towards each other, when that alignment is very high, we have an autocratic way of working. We need to build the bridge in this manner. Now, it doesn't mean that this way of working is really, really bad. Where would you see this way of working really good? Think of military. A military cannot work if everybody has autonomy. But what happens, Vinod, are you sharing the presentation?
Yes.
Yeah, please. This is okay, Vinod. So aligned autonomy is where you see a self-organized team. If you have high on autonomy and low on alignment, what happens? You are in this quadrant where a lot of people are just in a chaotic situation. Believe me, self-organization is not about being chaotic. It is neither about being autocratic. A self-organized team is a team which is very well in tune with themselves. And my friends, this is beauty of Agile. Whether you do those events or not, events are very important. Roles are absolutely important. But what gives you strength of Agile is in these concepts, self-organization. It's a natural order of the world. But we have forgotten that in our training of a hierarchy. We have learned to take orders. So aligned autonomy, if you want to read more about this concept, read this paper about unproducts by Henrik Niebuhr. And that's a really interesting read as to why We want to move away from projects and go on to the product. And why? For a product, an aligned autonomy works, where we are all working together along with the leader to see what happens. Vinod, next slide, please. So we are all used to specialist ways of working, you know. A developer does his job, gives up the code to tester. Tester finds a defect, throws it back over to the wall. Meanwhile, the operation guy is waiting for his bill to come. So we are all used to a specialist way of working. Everybody knows that Agile frowns upon such a specialist way of working. Any idea what do we call in Agile about this non-specialist way of working? Anybody care to put that term in the chat box? Cross-functional. Rupesh, you seem to know your terms really well. But cross-functionality is often misused terms. Cross-functionality does not mean a Superman who can do everything, who can jump from a window, shoot at a target, run at a speed. No, cross-functionality is not a Superman. That is not what cross-functionality is about. Vinod, next presentation, please. But then what is cross-functionality? Next one also. Cross-functionality allows one team as a whole to have all the skills together so that they can deliver the whole picture together. Rupesh Panda is talking about T-shaped skilled person. And yes, for a cross-functional team, you need to have skills which are nearly around you. So T-shaped is really, really required, where you have depth in one and breadth in multiple areas. But some people are taking this T-shaped into further and further interesting. One of my HR friends has told me they have a comb-shaped structure now. People with multiple depths. Does not happen. Believe me, that we are not Supermen. We're not meant to be Supermen. But a cross-functional team, as a team, requires and has all the skills. I gave you a film example for the cross-functionality. Let me give you one more, real-life example for cross-functionality shown in a real life. That's why I say Agile is a beautiful concept, which we all were using all along. We are now kind of fixing it into that 3, 5, 3 and just going about the rules. Let us go back to basics. Let us think of what agility is. This event that I'm talking about happened a few years back in Thailand. Whole of the world was watching the event for those many days with bated breath. Can anybody tell me what that event could be? An event in Thailand, and all of us were waiting for the outcome of that event with a bated breath. Do you guys remember? Yes, Puneet, right. Kids stuck under the mountains. There were 13 kids, very small kids. I believe they were from somewhere in 10, 12 years to 13, 14 years. And their coach, who was a kid himself at 22 years, went and got stuck in a mountain, and Thai Navy SEALs were tasked with the work of getting them out. Thai SEALs realized that while they are good at marine, in this kind of a cave jumping, they may not be very good. In come few of the British divers who have a cave system in their country and they're used to it. Then they realize these boys are stuck in the cave. Their heart may have some problem, lungs may have some infections. In comes an Australian diver who is a doctor by profession. See, cross-functionality, but he doesn't know everything required for the requirements. Then they realize they need to have huge amount of pumps which could throw the water out. In come two Kirloskar pump engineers. At this point, everybody was bombarding the team. Do you need help? And the answer was always, no thanks. We will come to you when we need it. On the ground, what happens? The doctor goes in with the first batch. He checks. And there is this famous picture which we have all seen about 13. We are 13 alive. Everybody, heaves a breath. But now the doctor doesn't sit there like a pretty guy saying, I'm a doctor, my job done. He teaches the boys to swim. Those Kirloskar guys, they have to work with the pump if the pump malbehaves. But they don't sit idle if the pump is working well. They kept a track of everybody going in and coming out so that we know who went in has come out. And together, they brought the boys out. My friends, this is the essence of cross-functionality. They did not have all the skills. The Kirloskar engineers did not know how to dive. The Australian diver, while he knew medicine, he had no idea about the pumps, or he was not an expert into making a rig for the boys out. So each of them did their own depth. They knew multiple skills, but everybody did not know everything. So don't mistake cross-functionality as a Superman. So somebody said here T-shaped skill and cross-functional skill, or different people with different skills in the same team. Please remember these words. These are what makes Agile tick. Next slide, please. So you know the next funda that I'm going to talk about. Anybody? This is a typical Agile funda. Any suggestions? What could I be talking about with this? Time boxing. Perfect. Dipakshi, Rahul, you know it. But time boxing is again a misused, abused term in Agile. People want to do time boxing just to push their teams for deadlines. We are making Agile as a fragile, as Shrikant Bharadwaj mentioned some time back. The time box never ever intended to push the teams for deadlines. Second misconception about time box is, Vinod, you can switch the next animation, is that time boxing is just a way to divide timeline. I don't know about you, but I have seen some Agile plans, so-called sprint plans, which tell me I have a 2 months requirement sprint, then 2 months design sprint, 4 months development sprint, and at the end, 3 months testing sprint. Again, you are making your Agile as a joke. So please remember, time box enables a value framework. What do you mean by value framework? Value is another abused words. I am giving you a list of so-called words which are getting so overused. But what is a value framework? Let me give you an example. Usually, you are getting ready to invite guests in your family. What do? You kind of clean your house. You ensure that you have, some Coke bought for them. You have cooked some delicacies. You have ensured that your AC works. You do all of this when you have time. But sometimes you get a phone. Hello, I'm in your city now. Can I come you in 30 minutes? Then what do? Can somebody post in the chat group again? Actually, I like my sessions to be interactive. This was going to be a on-the-hand workshop, but I couldn't, so I'm trying to work with this model. So what would you do? Typically, you clean your house top to bottom. We just make sure the house is clean and prepare for food. Absolutely right. If you just have 15 minutes, what would you do? Yashasri has faced this problem before, because she's telling me she will not even clean the whole house. She will keep the, spot cleaning. Now, if you have only 15 minutes, what will you do? Only 15 minutes. What will you do? You don't have time to cook anything now. You will probably order the food or have the tea. My friends, this is what a time box does. When you are under the pressure, it allows you to prioritize. I think somebody had used this word also, the prioritize word here, that the priority change. So my friends, remember, time box is to help you understand where the maximum value is coming from. It allows you to deliver the maximum value feature first. Then if you have time, you go to the next feature. Think of it this way. You know that the guest is coming in 20 minutes. You prepared a tea. Being Yashasri, you cleaned and spot cleaned the house. What will you do? Probably you have some few more minutes. You put a freshener in the room. You add value. So time box allows you to add the maximum value. So remember this, again, a very abused concept. Next slide, please. Yeah. Oxford Dictionary defines value as principles that help you to decide what is right and what is wrong and how to act in many of these situations. Now tell me, why does Scrum need values? We all know that Scrum has values. But why does Scrum need values? Have you ever thought? Why does Scrum need values? Because values is again going to help you decide what is right and wrong. Anytime you are in a question as to how to proceed, go back to your values, go back to your Scrum values and see what the values tell you. Do the values tell you to do this or not do this? Next one, please, Vinod. So openness, this is the first value. Very easily said, be open. Are we really open with our customers? Do we really do so? You could go through all of the 5. Openness, courage. We say we are courageous. How many times we push back to our management or even customer management saying what you are asking is bullshit, we can't deliver. It takes an utmost amount of courage to stand up and say, I don't agree with what you are saying. We do not have that courage. Respect. We always say we respect everybody. But do we really? Do we really respect our customer when they ask for change? Or do the customers respect the vendor when they ask for a time lag? No respect. Focus is another thing which I see is badly missing. All our focus is into delivering a project. We do not have focus in delivering a value. So focus is another thing which is missing. One more abused word here, commitment. We all know that Scrum Guide tells openly also that development team owns the estimation. They should not be pressurized. I said before also that how many times we have the courage. But the flip side of that is that everybody has to have commitment to go ahead and do what is exactly required. So my friends, these values together, whenever you have a dilemma, see what my values tell. If your PO is asking you, pushing you to put too much in a sprint, think back. What would courage say? Courage would say, please stand up to him. If sometimes one of your trainees is having a difference of opinions, have respect for him. Try to see things from his perspective. One more time, Rupesh here has really hit the nail on its head when he says the values will work as your compass. Use these values. So these are these 5 values of Scrum which will help you understand again the beauty that is Scrum, beauty that is Agile. Go to the next slide, please. Scrum is a framework. We all know. It's lightweight. That also we all know. But have we ever thought why the Scrum Guide is just 19 pages? It's just 19 back-to-back pages, including the forward and the photograph of the 2 creators. Why is it such a thin document? And honestly, I read my Scrum Guide like a Gita every day. I go through it once. And I have been doing it for past maybe 18 months now. Even then, every time I find a new nugget of insight. As Puneet has put, it is very simple to read, to understand. As I said, the 353 are the 3 sides of that framework. What is the below is what we discussed right now. If I take up the below part from the framework, will the frame stand? It will collapse, right? And this below part is what is making scrums. So self-organization, cross-functional, a time box. Remember, whenever I talk about time box, it is not about just maintaining your starting time and ending time. It is about ensuring that you get most important items, you get most value. Self-organization. If the team is not self-organized, we will either have a chaos or we have a command and control. Somebody said command and control army, perfect, but army doesn't work with Agile. We do. So we don't want a command and control. But at the same time, self-organization does not give you a right to cause a chaos. Sometimes we get into a chaos because in the zeal of being self-organization and cross-functional together, team accepts everything. So please avoid that, trap of becoming a Superman. Agile does not ask you to be Superman. Agile asks you to be cross-functional, to respect everybody's work, be ready to pitch in when required. There is a kahawat in Marathi which says kami tithe amhi, means jaha kam waha hum. Follow that principle, try to do what is required, help pitch in. That is the beauty of Agile. And that together, you have a frame. And this frame is deliberately lean. They have not put so many rules, so many concepts, because it allows you to paint a picture within the frame that you want. See, in my frame of 5 events, 3 roles and 3 artifacts, I can put a Mona Lisa. But Raj there may hate Mona Lisa from bottom of his heart and want to put a Taj Mahal. Puneet might want to put Swiss Gardens. In the same frame, a different color would emerge. And that is what the beauty of Scrum is. It is lightweight intentionally. Don't mistake the lightweight for allowing an anarchy to be set in or allowing a different kind of dictatorship where everybody has to be cross-functional, means everything has to know. Please know why it is lightweight. Carrying the Scrum analogy a little bit further, I would like to tell you a frame, same picture can look very different if you change the glass in front of it. For me, the values that you are, the 5 values of Scrum, those we talked, are this glass which allows us to see the world. It is through these values that we are seeing this frame. And this, this glass makes or breaks a picture. Same ways, our alignment towards values is going to make or break a picture. So remember, whenever you think of Scrum, remember it is more than this 3-5-3. 3-5-3 only make 3 sides of your frame. Support is coming from these beautiful elements. Next slide, please, Vinod. Thank you. Let's be in touch. By now, I think you have realized that I really like to talk. So these are my connects. My email, it's same, my name at the Gmail. My phone, I'm pretty active on LinkedIn. I have my blog, www.snehamai.com. Please reach out to me. But right now, I think we have some 10 more minutes. Anybody has any questions? Please put them in the chat, or if you want to, have some thoughts. When you have agile mindset and you can do things, do you really need Scrum in place? Actually, a very good questions. But this when is very difficult to achieve because you're talking about taking a whole team, a whole organization along. Right now in my own organization, we are having this journey to take 400,000 people on an agile way of working. So to start with, you need that framework in place. Secondly, agile mindset will not give you the basic tools and techniques to get things done. So that is where a framework like Scrum helps you to give you that base frame, and then you paint your own picture inside. So does that answer your question, Puneet? What are the things we need to start with, starting with the new teams or org? So are you asking a question on how do we start your agile transformation? Puneet, I'll take your second questions a little bit. Let me answer Bala's first question. So Bala is saying, do we, one second, Bala. What are the things we need to start when we are starting agile transformation? Start small. Look at these principles. See if you can imbibe them slowly. Start, one practice. Start with one element. Typically, what I advise my customers is you run the transformation itself the way you run an agile project. So start with objective. Why you are going agile? You don't start agile to be agile. There is probably a problem that is bothering you. Your release cycle is very long, or you're not able to accept the changes, or probably your customer satisfaction index is not high. Try to see what is your problem, then go there. I do have a detailed article on this, on how to start your agile on my blog. Go read it. There is a very good book called by Mike Cohen about succeeding with agile. That also has 2 whole chapters dedicated to how to start. So rather than me giving you a point blank answer, go read and you will discover your own answer. Puneet's question is, Scrum helps, but can something same be achieved by Kanban or Scrumban? Absolutely. Scrum, it's not mandatory, but having some structure is mandatory. If your project is of routine operation style, in fact, Kanban may work better. You may not need Scrum there. So please do things which make sense. How to
Sneha,
handle challenge.
Sneha, there's a time check, 10 minutes more.
Absolutely. We'll take a few more questions. And for remaining people, I'm always open on LinkedIn and on my blog. So please do visit me there. How do you convince customer if a customer says we are agile, but he thinks everything to do on ad hoc? Send them to me. This is something which I see prevalent in our industry. And thing is, because we focus so much on these 353. I have found that dialogue is the only way which helps with customer at this point. Try to figure out why customer is going ad hoc. Try to address that root cause. It is a painful way to fix it, but this is something which will fix it for a long-term basis. Why customers are going ad hoc? What is their pain? Do they want you to accept changes more often? I solved this problem for a customer in Asia Pacific by reducing their sprint length. From 4 weeks, we went to 2 weeks. We were able to address their problem. And the ad hocism reduced. So does that answer your question, Hari? How to remove hierarchy mindset when implementing Scrum and traditional organization? Again, the same thing. Dialogue is what helps. Especially while we are forming. There was this customer in Indonesia. I'll definitely not tell the name, who wrote a mail to me saying, Snehamai, come to my organization and start cracking a whip. I had first 15 days talking only with this guy. He was a CXO level, explaining to him that starting and cracking the whip is not the way to go agile. So again, dialogue. Again, going back to my values. I went back to my values in this case, found my courage and talked back to that CXO. If a team size is more than 200, the training time would be how long to handle those? I believe into on-the-job trainings. So probably the training part gets over in few days. The transformation part, there was a bank we were working in TCS. We started in 2007. By the time we removed our agile, non-agile KPIs, it was 2017. So, training takes 3 to 6 days, but the implementation takes anywhere from 18 months onwards. If anybody tells you that your agile transformation is going to finish before 18 months, don't believe. Anybody else has any question? How to challenge to push agile transformation from bottom to up? Ideally, what I see is agile transformation should not be from top to bottom or bottom to up. It has to be a 360-degree approach. Then only it works. If it is top to bottom, you get into that 353 mode. You do it because your boss says to. You forget all the beautiful things under the framework. If it is only bottom up, you will lose a lot of opportunities where you need support to change your organization. How to push agile transformation in offshore with typical offshore on-site model? Again, distributed agile is a topic by itself, so I will not do a justice. Go to my blog. I have discussed this because I do work in an on-site offshore model. But back to basics is what helps again. Within on-site offshore also, try to find out what is not working. For one customer, we found out that the customer interaction was not there. For them, the solution was shipping the customer people, the PO, from Malaysia to our project location in Kochi and making them spend 3 months there. But that the solution will differ. Again, going back to basics, understanding why the offshore team or on-site team is not working. Of course, things like your working agreements have to be in place. You have to have brilliant tools. But all of that is just a way or just a paraphernalia. The core lies into going back to basics. Thank you. I'll just take one last question and then, unfortunately, I'm enjoying the session. I said I like to talk, but still, we have to, respect the time box. Otherwise, you will not get value from the next networking session. So let us respect the time box. One more question. When the team members are distributed and maybe just 2-3 hours, any recommendations in forming a scrum team? If you have just a 2-3 hours, you have to focus on making best of the lot. For the bank I was telling about, it was a bank in Europe. What we did was, in the overlap time, the PO focused solely on the offshore team. So that kind of a working agreement will have to be set. You will have to have a brilliant digital communication way, so that something I tell right in India time evening, that person sees next time automatically. So I hope you enjoyed the session. Hari, I know you want to read a good article or reference. Ping to me on my LinkedIn. I will give you some references. Go to my blog. You of these articles there. At this point, I would like to say thanks. I would also remind you to, do a bit of my own marketing and go to polls and tell me if you liked it or not. As everybody who likes to talk, I like to get the feedback. So thank you so much, everybody. And thank you, Vinod. You really managed it seamlessly. I don't know what was going wrong. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Nimai. It was one of the most engaging sessions. And I think the audience would have definitely enjoyed it, but they were able to connect with you throughout the session. So thanks for the session. It was really wonderful because we got the fundamentals right, I believe. So thank you. And on behalf of everyone,
Thank you so much. Please stay in touch. And everybody, please join the networking sessions. Thank you.